Hello everyone, welcome back to that special time of year, the best time of year. It is the 50% off Barnes & Noble Criterion sale. It's a little later in the month. As you can tell, the time change is in full effect, so it is deep into the night. And I once again go to my local Barnes & Noble, take a look around, see what they have. I know probably not much has changed in terms of the layout from July, but let's just see what they have in terms of inventory and hope I can find some good stuff. Okay, I'm back out from the Criterion sale. Didn't spend too long in there. As you saw, it's the same exact setup as usual. Few rows of movies. They did have quite a good selection once again this time. I mean, there was a couple of things that they didn't have, a couple of the newer stuff, a couple of the 4Ks that I was looking at getting. They only had the Blu-rays of those. Things like Malcolm X, Lost Highway. They didn't have one of my top wants, and that was Arsenic and Old Lace, so that's something I'm going to have to look at getting, probably through ordering and whatnot. But I did pick up about 5 titles from Criterion, and actually they still have the 50% off Arrow video sale is still going on, so I was able to get a couple of those as well. So starting off here, Criterion, priority 1. First is a film by Joseph Lucy called Mr. Klein. Great film made in the 1970s. Just fantastic film starring Alain Delon. Highly recommended if you get a chance to see it. Next up is actually something I was surprised they had because it is a newer release, and that is Eve's Bayou. This was a film that was Long awaited to come on Blu-ray. It was on DVD for many years. Finally got a Blu-ray release. It's the film directed by Casey Lemons, starring Samuel L. Jackson's in this film as well. Really fantastic. Next up, a newer film, a film that just came out in the last couple of years, actually 2019, and that is the 4K UHD edition of Sound of Metal. They did have the Blu-ray release of this as well, and they had this in a separate location, so I was able to grab this. So, great film starring Riz Ahmed. Put out by Amazon, actually, so it's nice that a predominantly streaming service is putting out physical media for their movies. Next up is a David Lean film, and this is actually a DVD to Blu-ray upgrade from Criterion directly, and this is Summertime, starring the great Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn, one of my all-time favorite actresses, just one of the all-time greats, and this is a great, subtle, beautiful film shot in Technicolor in the mid-1950s. Just a lovely, romantic, kind of longing romantic film. I'm glad to finally have this in the collection. But then last but certainly not least is actually a film that I picked up on the last go-around in terms of looking at the shelves, because I didn't notice it the first couple of times. That is Buck and the Preacher, and I have seen this film. We've covered it on the podcast when it was announced. This is, I believe, Sidney Poitier's directorial debut, as well as him starring in the film along with Harry Belafonte. It is a Western. It is a Western that is part of the Black Western subgenre of Westerns. Really solid film, really highly recommended. And next up are two Arrow video releases that I got. First up is One Armed Boxer, and we talked about this on the podcast when it was announced. This has gotten a previous release from another company. Can't quite remember right now. It is the same exact transfer, except that this has one extra feature that edition does not have, and so that is the only difference. And this, I just really love this cover art here, so I was glad to finally pick this up and add it to kind of the more Arrow titles that I've been getting. And last of the Arrow releases that I got is the 8 Diagram Pole Fighter. And this is a film I actually know nothing about. I didn't get to watch it when we covered it for the podcast, and it's just kind of a blind buy for me, which is kind of cool. This is a Shaw Brothers film. This is a 70s martial arts film, and so it was done during that golden age of Shaw Brothers martial arts, the 1970s and late 60s. So I'm really curious to check it out. So that has been it from my Criterion sale haul for the first time I've gone to it actually this month. I'll probably pick up another couple of things maybe online later on. Like I said, got to get Arsenic and Old Lace, High Priority, Cary Grant. But if there's anything else that you guys want to see in any more depth, please let me know. And if you like this video, please check out the other videos on our channel and subscribe.